And we're ready to go this morning for a big dance coming up Saturday over at the Sylacauga Country Club. And I'm joined by Randy Caine and also Mike Shell. And Mike, a Sylacauga legend in his own mind, ladies and gentlemen.
He's telling the truth.
Welcome, guys, both of you. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Now, a big event Saturday night, and it's a fundraiser for the Alumni Association. Talk about that just a bit.
Again, we're continuing to have the Sylacauga High School and B.B. Comer alumni projects that we're doing. Last year, we gave away $4,000 to Sylacauga students, Comer students, and this year our goal is to give away $6,000. So you've got to have events to put something together to bring people together, and that's what the purpose of this is. So we've reached out to Mike. We know Mike's been in this music business for 50 years or more.
53.
53 years, and a whole hometown boy.
He's aged well.
He's aged well. And he's a Comer boy and a Sylacauga Aggie boy.
Sure am.
And I went to the Sylacauga school system, my first part of the education, and ended up at Comer. Mike starts out at B.B. Comer and ends up at Sylacauga High School. So we teamed up here together to put on a great event for
both of them.
Both of them. And we got Tommy Brown's going to be there, and I've got a special secret comedian that's going to perform between Tommy Brown and Mike. 7 or 8 minutes.
I'm scared to even guess.
And it's not Wally Gator.
Okay.
It's not Wally Gator.
All right.
That could be a lot of people down here.
Absolutely. Now, even though we don't have the Marble City Classic any longer, Mike, we sure know how to dance still, don't we?
I hope so. I'm going to find out Saturday night.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you've been in the music industry many, many years.
Started right here when I was 13 years old. I remember laying in the bed, listening to my little radio, and Art Roberts from WLS in Chicago says, here's that new group, the Beatles. And it changed my life. I laid down the football, and I laid down the baseball, and I got me a guitar, and I started with my little band right here. The Tempos in Sylacauga.
When was that produced?
1965 is when we recorded it. I was 14 years old.
Who was in that group?
That pretty one right there is me. Terry Barnett, the late, great Bill Moore, and Larry Cook. Larry Cook's still around, and of course Terry is too. Bill's the only one we've lost. But that's where I got my start, and I was lucky enough to stay with it. I knew it's what I wanted. I knew it when I heard the Beatles on the radio. It's what I wanted to do. And I was lucky. Daddy said, son, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So in my mind said, I need to get to know a lot of people. And I did, and it worked out. And here I am, 66 years old. I've never worked a real job, and I played music up until Saturday night.
Now, we talk about playing music. You've been all over the place playing music.
Yes, I played with some of the big stars. Some of the guys that I used to look at on the WVLK Shower Stars ended up later working with Billy Joe Roy, Down in the Boondock, Hank Jr., the guy from Dukes of Hazzard, Tom Wopat. But most of my career was spent in the establishments. In Sylacauga, in Birmingham, Sonny Duke, Jimmy Sue Cannon, who was our classmate at Sylacauga. She worked with Sonny too.
Is she still around?
She's doing great. Oh. Look her up, folks. The Cannon Group in Nashville. She books artists for movies and videos in Nashville. She's doing very well. But all through these decades, I've been playing with all these great musicians, and I've always tried to be the worst one in the band. Surround yourself with great guys. And I'm bringing a bunch of them down here, folks, on Saturday night. You old folks like me, we'll do the old stuff that we grew up with, and you'll like it. Bring your youngins, because they're going to see some real guitar players. I got 2 guitar players that's monsters.
And let me jump into that one, because I went up to see Mike at Even and Odds up in Pell City, and the group was playing together. And some of his old friends that had come from as far as Florida Panhandle to come up, they all plugged up together, and I was absolutely stunned at the guitar playing together. It will blow your mind.
I'm bringing both those guitars will be with me Saturday night.
Okay.
Gary Harbison and Bobby DeLander.
Wow.
How's this going to work out Saturday? Tell us about it.
All right, doors open at 5:30.
At the Country Club.
At the Country Club, Sylacauga Country Club. The doors open at 5:30. You've all heard of Booker Barbecue. We've got Linda Booker. She's going to provide the food. That will be set up to the separate over there. At 6 p.m., Tommy Brown will open the show. He will kick it in for ever how long the mood and the Trend is going.
He is great too. Tommy's great.
All you know Tommy Brown, and he's keyed up about this. When Tommy finishes, we're going to have about a 7 or 8 minute changeover here, and that's where we're going to bring in this surprise comedian. This comedian has won first place at Stardome in Birmingham. He won third place at the Punchline in Atlanta. And he was in the top 10 at a club called Laughing Lounge in Atlanta. And he's got several, and many of you will know him. I'm not going to give his name. I want it to be a surprise.
Is he from Sylacauga?
Not originally, no. No, you won't know him from the old days like that. But he's funny. He's funny. So we're throwing that in there, and it's good, clean fun. He has a lot of years of experience through school systems and coaching, and he's got a lot of funny stories.
Now, the meal, is it inclusive, all one price? Or
No, good question. No, it's $25 to come into the event to hear the music and bands. Linda Booker is charging $10 per person for the food. $10 per person, and Linda will handle all of that part.
And that food is delicious there, too.
Yep. I'm not sure yet. I'm supposed to meet with her Friday to kind of work out that. She's going to make something, whatever it is, you'll love it. If you know Booker Barbecue, it's terrific. Linda's been super to work with us on this. But that is separate. It's $25, and I assure you, every penny that we raise will be going to the Sylacauga Aggie and the B.B. Comer Scholarship Project that we started a year or so ago, and we want to enhance that and help local students. And one little plug. The reason I'm passionate about this, there's no way we could do this without other people around us helping. Beatty Burton, Diane Bearden, Mike Sawyer, a lot of people in the background doing a lot of things to pull something like this off. I'm thankful for you allowing us to be on the show to promote it, Mike taking the time to get his old pros back down here, and Tommy Brown contributing his time. It just takes a lot of people to pull this thing off. And by the way, Alabama and Auburn do not play Saturday.
Right.
That's why we picked this weekend.
Only reason we agreed to do it.
They're not playing. So we're thankful to Beatty and Tubba and Mike and this Mike and Tommy and you and everybody for helping us for this. If you want to help some students in this local community and you want to have fun, you want to dance, and we called it the Marble City Classic. And I'll tell you, Beatty Burton come up with his name. And I liked it just like that. We remembered the old days at the rec center, after game dances.
I was there many times.
Many times. I remember when Lou Christie came to town.
He sure did. And Billy Joe Royal.
Billy Joe Royal's been here.
I think one of those nights I got whipped in one of them dances.
Uh-oh.
We didn't fight back in those days.
Back then, they were called scuffles. Today they're fighting.
That's right. Hey, Mike, the Old Pros, is that a name that you've had, or where'd that come up?
Through the decades, I've changed the name. First, it was Mike Shell and the Handsome Strangers, and we outgrew that.
Gotcha.
And then
More ways than one?
I changed it to Mike and the Mags, middle-aged guys. So now we're just the Old Pros.
Yeah.
Because they are all old, and they're all pros. These aren't weekend warriors, folks. You'll bring your 20 and 30-somethings out to see this bunch. Now, we really rehearsed hard for this in '97. It's the last time we rehearsed. But we put about 30 years before that getting ready for this show Saturday night. And these guys, it'll be worth coming to see.
A couple of the songs you might do.
We'll do some Leonard Skinner. My favorite, How, ZZ Top. We'll do a bunch of ZZ Top. Allman Brothers. Now, I'm a country guy. I did a lot of country through the years, but this will be mostly classic rock. Everybody seems to like the classic rock, and they can dance. Stuff we grew up with, playing at the rec back in the 60s and the 70s is what we'll be playing. Wooly Bully.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And every song you'll know, and it'll probably bring a smile to your eyes. No obscure stuff.
What keeps you going?
I play tennis almost every day. I don't hardly drink. I'm a good guy to be in this business. I'm really a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
And that's hard to say in this business. I got a wonderful wife from Sylacauga. Okay. She went to Comer.
All right.
Teresa Tucker, and we've been married close to 30 years, and she keeps me right on straight and narrow. I got my chores to do when I get home. Got to get the RV ready for Saturday night. When you get old, you take your RV with you and you spend the night at the gig. That way you can have as much fun as you want. You ain't got to drive home.
There you go.
There you go. How many bedrooms that thing?
Mike Shell and the Old Pros Band, along with Randy Caine, here with us this morning. And of course, many of you know Tommy and his band. They got a fantastic sound as well. And I know there's a lot of people, basically from yesteryear, that remembers and will want to plug into this, and they can do that by, they can just show up Saturday, I guess.
Show up. We did not pre-sale tickets. We don't have any tickets to sell you. Come on out. Start showing up around 5:15. Doors open at 5:30. Linda will be cooking in the kitchen for you, fixing whatever she's going to fix. And we're looking for a great turnout. And it's for a great cause. And two, I'd like to tell you again that I have personally gone to see the Old Pros. It will blow your mind.
Mike, it's got to be exciting for you to get back home and give back into the community again.
Love Comer and Sylacauga. Both of them are my schools that I grew up with. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people. I probably won't want to play. I want to visit. When you get old, you like to visit, don't you?
Yeah.
But we will play. We'll play.
Couple of highlights in your career.
My hero is Gene Watson, farewell party guy, and got to work with him many, many times. The Grand Ole Opry, got to play the Grand Ole Opry. I always wanted to do that.
Well, that's a high point.
But that was a long time ago. I got to do about 3 movies, and but I was just an extra. Can't even find myself in those. Stay Hungry.
Hey, you see them credits, they go, whoop, that was me.
I always think mine was Crowd. I was listed as Crowd.
All right.
That was me. But I guess almost every week's been a high point. I've done 1,057 weddings.
Wow.
Wedding receptions.
Wow.
And I've done over 10,000 events. And I'm a German. I keep up with all this stuff. I've got all the stuff wrote down. I can tell you where I was on December the 3rd of 1983. I can go back and look it up. Wow. Quit smoking December the 3rd of 1979. How about that?
I hear you. Congratulations.
I hadn't had one since.
That add some years to your life?
Probably.
Yeah.
And high points, like I said, almost every week.
You got a favorite song?
I couldn't come up with just one. I love ZZ Top.
Okay.
I do love ZZ Top, but there's that's not real good storytelling. LaGrange.
How do you guys prep for an event?
Like I said, I played with these guys for decades, so we've rehearsed thousands of times through the decades, and we just come up with 30 or 40 songs that we think the people will like. This is what we're going to do. Y'all get ready, and everybody gets ready on their own. And all the rehearsing we did through the decades, it comes back.
Are these guys from the same general area?
They're all from Birmingham.
Okay.
It'll be a drive for them because that's where I'm here, and I live on the lake up at Logan Martin. I retired down here, but yeah, we're all from the Birmingham area. I got a special surprise on keyboards. I guess I can tell it's only 2 days away. David Harris is going to play keys with me.
All right.
From Tommy Brown's band.
Yeah.
My keyboard player is having to have a pacemaker put in, and David Harris, perfect. He knows all the songs, and so Dave's going to play with us. So all you David Harris fans, come out, see him play with the Old Pros. He's not old enough. He's not an Old Pro. He's not old enough. We'll call him an honorary Old Pro.
There you go.
He may be 60.
You reminded me of something. Was it you and I in the band with Fess Simpkins? Did you play?
I sure did. I played trumpet.
I was trumpet too. We came from Pinecrest to Sylacauga in the 8th grade.
Yes, sir. We did.
Was it me and you that saved our straws from lunch?
You remember that?
And we,
oh, Lord, don't
and
talk
Fess
about it.
Simpkins,
We got kicked out of the band.
we got thrown out. He was teaching
Well, that's not the first time you got thrown out.
Of anything,
the clarinets and flutes, and Mike and I were sitting back over here, and we brought our straws from lunch. We're shooting spitballs.
No,
at
you
each other,
weren't.
And he saw us. He
Into them beehive hairdos of the majorette.
in like 60, 70, yep.
But I was already
saying
playing
this-
with my rock and roll band. I wanted to get kicked out. I hate to say this, but I wanted to get kicked out of the band. because it was getting in the way of my illustrious rock and roll career.
I understand, ladies and gentlemen. What you see is what you get right here.
I forgot you were part of that.
These party animals, I tell you, they go way back.
We would party.
But Saturday night's going to be big time.
Big time. Doors
Yes,
open
sir.
at 5:30. Tommy Brown starts at 6. Linda Booker will be cooking you some good food. We got a comedian between band exchanges, and Mr. Mike Shell and the Old Pros will rock the house down.
All right. See you guys there. Thanks for coming.
Thank you,
this morning.
Jimmy Dale.
Yes, sir.
More Daybreak right after this.